Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we're going to be doing our daily portfolio update. So as always, that just includes me talking about my gains or losses for every single stock market day. And then of course, we go into an in-depth discussion on Tesla stock as well, considering that it is 100% of my portfolio. So I definitely do not take Tesla stock lightly because I'm all in on this one if you're new here. So just addressing the portfolio for today and Tesla stock. Tesla is currently down 11.13%. That includes both the normal market hours and the after hours. So we've basically gotten another crash for Tesla stock today, over 10% in losses. And so as always, if you all do enjoy these transparency updates with me just keeping it real and showing you all regardless whether it's a huge green day or a huge red day, either way I don't mind to show it, but please make sure to smash that like button if you do enjoy these videos. But just getting into this, the portfolio is currently valued at $137,420.39. And for the normal market hours, we got a minus 10.34% drop. That is minus $15,988.93. And then for the after hours as well, we're currently at another loss at minus 0.87%. That's minus another $1,200.04. So a really big red day for Tesla, honestly. Another one of those minus 10% plus days. So I'm actually pretty excited, I have to admit, about what a drop we've seen lately with this stock. And I know to some investors that may sound a little bit strange, but if you're familiar with the channel, you know that I love a good buying opportunity. And I like these big red days where we actually get a pretty big discount on the stocks. So this is pretty much across the board as well. So just keep this in mind that Tesla stock isn't the only stock that is down today. It just happens to be down a lot more than the rest of them. For example, we have VOO, which is what I usually use as like the representation of just the general stock market. It had a minus 2.29% drop today. So it started out in the green in the pre-market and then slowly declined until the end of the day, just like with how we saw Tesla stock do the same thing. And we see this pattern reflected across the board here for just pretty much every stock that I can see on my watch list. So like I said in previous videos, sometimes you'll just have a general trend in the stock market that pretty much every stock follows, and we see that across the board with Tesla, VOO, NASDAQ. NASDAQ is another one that took a big drop today at around minus 2.91%. Apple is down 4.21%. Amazon is down over 4%. Microsoft at a 3+% drop. So a pretty big drop day for a lot of the stocks across the board. This isn't really anything specific to Tesla, like I said, but I think this is just in combination of the battery day sell-off in addition to just generally the stock market being red. So I think there's multiple factors at play here. Of course, a lot of people wanted to play on the battery day hype, and now we've seen a sell-off since then, but now we're also seeing a red day in the market, and a pretty significant one at that, with VOO being over minus 2% and NASDAQ almost being at minus 3%. This is definitely a pretty significant drop. And so VOO is now up only 8.43% over this past year. And the typical average for one like VOO is 10%. So we are now under the average annual rate of return for VOO. And so I think a lot of people with today are just simply concerned about the market in general, whether they own Tesla stock or whether they own another stock. I think we're seeing this sell off just because, you know, people are getting flashbacks to what happened back on February 19th, where we had a little bit of a downturn and it just continued doing so. We had a bounce right here and then an even bigger downturn with more volatility. So I think people are kind of afraid to going back to how things were around this time frame of February 19th all the way to March 20th. So I think with Tesla stock, like I said, you have a combination of multiple things. People just generally scared about the normal market right now, and if they weren't really envisioning themselves investing in Tesla for the long term, then they may be selling off for that reason, or they may also just be selling off because they made a short-term play on battery day, or for some reason they didn't like what they heard on battery day and so they decided to sell off. In my opinion, selling off just because of the things announced on battery day is really just signs of someone that is not a long-term investor. And we actually got a lot of really great news on battery day. It's just going to take some patience to see these things actually happen in 2022 and 2023. So we saw a significant red day with Tesla stock, as you you all can see. And I actually have been really wanting to buy Tesla stock today. I told you all my transfer was supposed to come through sometime early this morning. And so if you aren't familiar with the previous transparency update, in my buying power, I had a deficit where I was actually in the negative, where I withdrew something from my checking account, and for some reason I had a bunch of withdrawals and deposits going through in that checking account, and Robinhood ended up withdrawing it at the perfect time to where there was nothing in my checking account, so it charged me like a $39 fee, and then also it said you have an account deficit of $361.40. So I finally got that transfer taken care of, but the issue now is that Robinhood has restricted my instant deposits. Even though I pay for gold, I pay $5 every month for Robinhood Gold, and I also have a pretty significant account value, and I contacted Robinhood support about it, and they said I basically just have to wait until October 2nd until the instant deposit restrictions are lifted, and I tried to send them another email about hopefully getting that lifted sooner, but honestly at this point I don't think they're going to do anything about it. However, you would think they would do so since I buy Robinhood and this is like the first issue I've ever had. Basically, for those interested, what happened was it was a big mess with the checking account, and I was supposed to have the money in the checking account that I withdrew, but I sold something through PayPal to use that money for stocks, and so I transferred that money from PayPal, and I had to refund that money that I sold the thing for back to the person because they had to fix something with their account. So basically what happened was I had already transferred the $115 or whatever that I had made from PayPal to my checking account, and it was in the process, it was basically midway, it was in the process of getting to the checking account, but it was out of PayPal. However, when I refunded that person that amount back, instead of just saying, okay, forget this transfer that you just initiated, it decided to withdraw it from my checking account. So I had money being withdrawn from my checking account while also the money had still not gotten there yet. So for me selling that and having to refund that person, it withdrew it from my checking account, in which Robinhood was also taking money from that checking account, and that's why it ended up being in the negative. So basically I had to refund somebody and let them resend the payment, but it ended up messing everything else up, and I got an account deficit on Robinhood, got the instant deposit restricted until October 2nd, and so now I'm waiting on my transfer to go through today. Like I said, my transfer cleared this morning for that $361 deficit, so I thought I would instantly have access to the instant deposit, but now it told me that it's delayed until October 2nd. So basically, I cannot instant deposit anything, and I have to wait a lot longer for my transfers to go through, and I currently have a transfer of like $3,300 coming through. It should come through tomorrow morning, but it would have actually come through this morning today if instant transfer wasn't restricted for me. So that's the frustrating thing. Today is like one of the main days where I really wanted to buy some Tesla stock with it being on such a huge sale. And unfortunately, with this whole restriction thing with my Robinhood account, I'm having to wait a little bit longer for me to get my transfers since it's not instant transfer for me right now. So I have to wait until tomorrow morning to buy more Tesla stock. So at this point, I have to be honest, I'm kind of hoping for another big red day tomorrow. And that would actually work out to my benefit with this whole Robinhood issue if it ends up being cheaper tomorrow, because it kind of forced me to hold on to my money until a little bit later. And if it drops tomorrow, then it means it forced me to buy it at an even bigger discount than I would have. Because I have to be honest, if it would have let me instant transfer that $3,300 this morning, I probably would have bought it when it was at minus 3%. So I wouldn't even have had this big of a discount. And then I'll also use margin to buy some Tesla stock today. As you all can see, the shares have increased slightly. I'll cover that in a separate video because I want to go a little bit in depth on that. But like I said, we are just generally seeing a pretty big drop for Tesla because of the combination of just the general downturn with the stock market and then also the sell-off with Battery Day. For one thing, I think the information that was released on Battery Day just went over a lot of investors' heads. Another thing is we got a lot of this information beforehand, and so our knowledge prior to Battery Day about the possibilities actually met up pretty reasonably with what actually happened, meaning there was not really any surprises. We knew that Tesla would likely be creating their own battery cell, and we knew that they would likely be announcing something with the Plaid Model S, and so I think at that point people were kind of just grasping onto some hope that Tesla would somehow announce something in addition to those things. So we did get some news about like the $25,000 car and stationary batteries and things like that. A lot of interesting information for sure, but I think it just didn't meet people's expectations because they just had too high of expectations. And then we also just got a lot of the information leaked to us early on. So I think people are selling off on Tesla because they might have been hoping for like a bigger announcement or something. But keep in mind, as I've said in previous videos, the information announced on Battery Day is absolutely huge for for anyone that is investing in this stock long term or actually cares about the company just in general or this transition to sustainable energy, the event was absolutely huge. So don't let the stock price influence like your perspective on the importance of that event, because that event was definitely huge. It basically gave us a lot more clarity on the long-term plan of Tesla and even the short term of the long term, which is like the next 2 to 3 years, which is important as well, especially when it comes to Tesla creating more vertical integration. So I love the Battery Day event. Obviously, you know, ideally I would love to hear them announce another Gigafactory or something, but still the information announced on Battery Day was huge and it was really interesting to watch, honestly. But regardless, just letting you all know what I will be doing with Tesla stock. Basically at this point in time, I try to cover my bills to where basically any money after that I can invest. So that's what I try to do. First off, I cover the bills. Sometimes I'll wait until last minute to pay off the credit card bill just so I can get some Tesla stock on sale or something like that. As long as I'm not affecting my credit score and not paying it late, then sometimes I will delay it. But at this point in time, I've got some things paid off. I'm delaying one credit card bill until the 14th of September. And then I'm also just working on this transfer right now. As I said, this transfer is supposed to go through tomorrow morning, but I'm still kind of aggravated with the fact that I have to wait until October 2nd for instant transfer. So basically, if Tesla stock drops another 10% tomorrow, even if I had money in my checking account, which I don't, then I would have to wait another additional day for that to go through, even if I transferred it tomorrow morning. So it is a little bit frustrating compared to just having Robinhood front you up the money until your transfer goes through. That's pretty nice, I have to admit, with Robinhood Gold and stuff like that. But as I've said, I'm working on buying Tesla stock when I can. I love taking advantage of these deals, and honestly, it's business as usual for me. A day like today is nothing new. It's not a big deal for the portfolio. I'm used to losing over $20,000. I've lost like $26,000, $28,000 in one day from Tesla stock when it dropped like 20%. So as I've said, this is nothing new, nothing to stress about if you're a long-term investor, in my opinion, of course. And so this just presents itself a buying opportunity. So anyways, let's go ahead and check out the numbers for today. We've kind of addressed that already, but we are at minus 11.02% for Tesla. That's minus $17,152.30. And then for the total return, we are currently at plus 28.45%, which is plus $30,672.37. So anyways, I just wanted to share this little transparency update with you all. So please make sure to smash that like button if you enjoyed the video. And also feel free to check out Robinhood and Webull in the description below. If you sign up with my referral link, you'll get some free stocks. And especially with Webull right now, you can get a free stock valued up to $1,400. And all you have to do is sign up with my referral link and deposit $100 into your account. Keep in mind, you can take that $100 right back out of your account after you get your free stocks. So it's basically just nice passive income, free money. Just want to let you all know about that. But hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.